your home with Buildaid on Mix 93.8. Proudly brought to you by AfriSam. AfriSam, creating concrete possibilities.
Your home with Buildaid on Mix. Good evening. My name's Graham Alexander. We're chatting about wooden flooring. Yep, the guys that you heard in the ad, we've dragged them into the studio and we're going to be talking all about it. In the studio, as usual, is Kay and Simon looking after the desk. What's up?
So we're looking for the name of an 80s singer. Okay, so there's your first clue. It's from the 80s. It's a hymn.
That's all.
No, I'll give you one more. In his early career, he used the stage name Lieutenant Lush. Now I know you didn't know that about the answer, but if you do know the answer,
Okay, we need some more. Didn't he wear a hat?
Sometimes.
Like all the time.
Yeah, all of us have worn a hat at some time.
With long hair.
Oh gosh, don't give it away, okay? Don't give it away. SMS us on 41348 and you could win double tickets to the legendary Joel. All the more reason then to get all your friends to book so they can be with you on this extraordinary night on Friday.
Buildaid on Mix 93.8. My guest tonight is Byron Conway. Byron is from a company called Inovar. They do wooden floors. Byron, welcome. I think the first thing we need to sort out is when we talk about wooden floors, there's genuine wood and there's laminate and there's also vinyl. So Byron, tell us quickly, what's the difference? We're going to go into it in more detail during the show, but just quickly so we know what we're chatting about.
Okay, look, your vinyl flooring is basically a 100% waterproof product that you can utilize in bathrooms. Which is also a photocopy. Your laminate would be real wood, basically fibers that are mixed with a print on the top as well. And then your engineered solids are real wood.
Real wood.
Correct.
Okay. So, like in layman's terms, the vinyl is sort of plastic, and the laminate is a sort of a plank that's got a sticker on it, if you like.
Correct.
And
yes.
solid wood is solid wood.
The real McCoy, as they call it.
Okay. Inovar, I believe, is a franchise operation. So there are a number of you franchisees out there that install these products.
Correct, yes. There's 36 of us throughout the country, nationwide. We've been in business since 98, so yeah, we've been around for the test to make sure that we can obviously be
Do
around
the job.
and be around basically.
And products like a vinyl floor with a wood finish, I mean, it's relatively new. 10 years ago, you weren't seeing what you see today.
No, not at all. A lot of people would think that a vinyl would be your old, hospital types of vinyls, where it's not anything close to that. Nowadays, you're getting a wood look vinyl basically floor, which looks a lot more like timber. Has got a lot more depth and essentially. A good option for you if we're looking at from a waterproof point of view.
Yeah. Before the break, Byron, we discussed that there's a laminate type flooring, a vinyl, and a solid wood, and they vary in price from around 250 rand a square up to as much as 1100 or 1200 rand a square. And we're going to get to the pricing later. But in order to understand this and how I can put it into my home, I want to just go through them. Discuss laminate, vinyl, and then finally wood. So laminate floor, what is it made of?
Laminate is basically made from 95% wood products, basically, with a, if I had to say, a photocopy of a real wood. So yeah, it's a mixture of resins. So
it's a bit
wood
fibers. like a fine chipboard.
Correct. It's actually made from if I had to say offcuts. Any waste products that come out of the forest, and it's chopped up into fine particles and then compressed with a bunch of melamine and resins to give you a basically.
So I think people may be a bit sort of photocopied on. Let's just understand this. It's a vinyl. It's a very strong finish. You can walk on it. It doesn't tear. It doesn't scratch. But it does have a picture of wood on it.
Correct. So it's there to give you the impression of a real wood, but obviously at less of a price. But it is extremely hard wearing and scratch resistant. I mean, you generally if you're moving furniture and your day to day running around, the wear layer on top of that, if I had to call it the photocopy, you're getting extremely hard wearing surface that doesn't just scratch off by normal day to day wearing. Generally these laminates are coming with a guarantee between 15 years and 25, depending on the what we call the AC layer, which is that wear layer.
I'm chatting to Byron Conway. My name's Graham Alexander, Buildaid on Mix. Vinyl flooring. Let's find out a little bit about that. What's it made of?
Vinyl is basically made from a virgin polyvinyl chloride, which is a byproduct of oil and gas from ethylene and chlorine. So, for some listeners, maybe a little bit difficult to understand.
Like plastic.
Yes, correct. And it's a solution for high moisture contents, bathrooms, anywhere where you may have water or be concerned about a large amount of water. But in saying so, it's also you can carry it on through to your lounge, your passage, through the rest of the house. It's not limited to and only bathrooms.
Byron, installing a wooden floor into an existing home. Now let's forget whether it's vinyl or wood or whatever. As the homeowner, let's say I want my lounge done in the passageway. What can I expect from a mess point of view? How long are you going to be there? Talk me through the process.
Look, obviously it's site dependent, but if it's an existing carpet, that would have to be removed, which generally is done quite quickly. But it depends on the room size. If it was just a normal size room, generally we'll be in and out within a day. And you'll be installing your flooring with your finishes, whether it be a quarter round or a skirting, whatever the case may be. But generally a room would take no longer than a day.
You mentioned earlier that you can lay the product on, or the laminate product and vinyl product on top of tiles. Was it only the laminate that goes on top of tiles, or can any of these products do that?
No, any of them can. Just there's a few factors just to obviously be careful of or to look out for. These tiles have to be, there has to be not great variances between them. Anything more than 2 mils or 3 mils would have to be ground down. But generally, those sorts of problems can be sorted out on the day. And you can lay all 3 of those floor types directly on top of tiles with an underlay underneath them.
If I have carpets in the room, would you guys take it out, or do I need to get it out and you arrive ready to install?
Look, from our side, we offer that as a free service. So we don't charge for that, and you can leave your room as is with the furniture in it. We will remove whatever furniture is within the house, move it off. Take your carpets out, put your floor in, and then put that back in place for you. So that's just something that we add as a service basically to our clients.
Okay, maybe you want to talk about it a bit more, or put us out of our misery.
No, I think we don't. We've run out of time for talking about it more, so I'm going to put you out of your misery. The name of the singer we were looking for is Boy George. And just now Simon and I were doing a sort of random selection. We did an Eenie Miny Mo Catch a Rocker by his toe. And we have 6 winners, and you'll be contacted tomorrow. But I'll read out your names. It's Graham Downs, Michael, Charles, Wendy, and Hayes. So congrats, you're going to be jolling with the Mix FM team on Friday.
And Wendy deserved hers because she knew his middle name.
She knew. George Allen O'Dowd. That was Boy George.
So we're all going to be there on Friday. You'll find out why some of us are not on TV and on radio.
Speak for yourself.
But then again, you've got guys like Steve coming and Tony and the guys. It's going to be a real jewel.
It's going to be an absolutely fantastic jewel. So really go and book now. Go to barnyard.co.za and book your tickets. Don't miss out on this thing. It's Friday night. It's going to be fantastic.
Before I say goodbye to Byron, environmentally friendly is a question you need to ask everybody nowadays. But we did cover the wood or the forestation issue earlier. Are you guys environmentally friendly?
Yes, by all means. All of our products are FSC approved. It's the governing organisation basically, which stands for Forest Stewardship Council. So the idea behind this is whatever's taken out of the earth is replaced. So generally, if a tree would take 40 years to grow, they would divide the forest by 40 and take out one section and replant that. So it's sustainable forestry where you're getting there's not going to be the product's not going to be running out basically.
Great stuff. Byron, thanks so much for coming to chat to us.
Pleasure. Thank you, Graham and team.
That's Byron Conway from the company Inovar. They do wooden floors. Up next is Adam Ford Cortina with Motoring in the Mix.
And we're going to play out with a little bit of Culture Club just to remind you of who you didn't know about if you got it wrong.
We do this every Wednesday between 6 and 7. Chat to you next week. Ciao. Done.
Your home with Buildaid on Mix brings you all sorts of interesting info about building. Graham Alexander chats to different guests every Wednesday evening between 6 and 7. Proudly brought to you by AfriSam. AfriSam, creating concrete possibilities.